Yo, welcome back everyone for another Tom Crown stream. We're going to do things a little differently this time. So we're pivoting a little bit again. We are going to cover cryptocurrency as always, but I want to get into today before we start some macroeconomic stuff. Now, this is a little bit outside my realm of comfort. I definitely follow macroeconomics. You guys love tuning in for the FOMC meetings, watching Mr. Chirpow speak and tell us about the future, but we're going to give it a try. So we had a lot of big data numbers come in today and actually yesterday as well. So I'm going to try my best to kind of put these in perspective or explain them the way I see it. So before we start as well, please smash the likes and subscribes. We are growing through this bear market because of you guys. You out there, it's all you, 100%. The more you engage with the live stream, meaning chat, subscribe, like, vote in polls, share it, the more YouTube sees you're enjoying it and says, I'm going to show this to more people. So keep on doing a great job. It's not placebo. Let's try to get 420 likes so we can blaze it later. And without further ado, let's jump into the content brought to you by BingX, Bybit, and Market Cipher. Links in the video description below. So looking at our economic calendar here, I don't know how well you guys can see this. Probably can't see it at all over there on TikTok. We do have today core durable good orders, core PCE price index month over month, GDP month over month for Canada, and new home sales for November. These are actually all really big metrics for the economic forecast moving forward going into 2023. So I'm going to do my best here to explain each of these. I'm going to start with PCE because this one I'm a little bit more comfortable with. Personal consumption expenditures. It's a measure of total expenditures on customer goods and services by households in a given period of time. In this case, it's month over month. So comparing it to last month over month. It is a key component of the GDP, which actually came out yesterday. We can take a look at that probably at the end of the stream. And is used to measure overall health and growth of an economy. PCE includes a wide range of goods and services consumed by households, including durable goods like cars and appliances, non-durable goods like food and clothing, and services such as healthcare and entertainment. It excludes spending on new housing, which will bring us to our next one, new home sales. And PCE is often used by economists and policymakers to gauge the level of consumer spending in an economy. This is really important with what's going on in the Fed and inflation and their fight to keep inflation down as they assess the impact of changes in consumer behavior and economic growth. It is used as a measure of inflation, the number or the word we just keep hearing no matter how hard we try to escape it, as changes in the price of consumer goods and services can affect the overall level of consumer spending and the overall health of an economy. Pretty well put. So previously, we see core PCE was up 0.3%. It was forecasted at 0.2. The actual was 0.2. That is as we say with all of these measurements, it is always a good thing when forecast and the reality or actual numbers coming out match. Markets do not like surprises. They like predictability. This is, in my opinion, in my 2-cent take, and you're welcome to weigh in on this in the comments. Coming down from 0.3 to 0.2 is somewhat a sign of slowing inflation. Now, it isn't huge. It isn't stagflation. We're not seeing these numbers actually come down. We're not seeing the price of things come down. We're just seeing the rate at which they move up on a month-over-month period for the personal consumption expenditures flatten out a little bit. So into next month, so January or the first month of next year, I would like to see these numbers potentially lower or at least equal, staying flat at that point too. This could suggest a cooling inflation environment, and that would be just dandy. That would be dandy. Should I do the housing one first? I'll do the housing one first. So new home sales. I think everyone has an idea of what new home sales, why it might be important. Basically, the previous new home sales was 605, forecasted at 600. We came in hotter. That actually, I'm not sure how to read that. That might not be a great sign, to be honest, as the Fed is looking for the housing market to cool down as a sign of inflation. If our forecasts are too low on new home sales, that might mean that houses are being bought up faster. That might mean that that market is not cooling. And as a little definition, let me see if I can whip this up. It can have a significant impact on economic forecasts, new home sales. It can be used as an indicator of the overall health of an economy. So maybe that's actually a good thing. New home sales being higher than forecasted if it's an overall sign for the economy. When there's strong demand for new homes, it can be a sign of a strong and growing economy. That's actually something the Fed has been saying. They have said, despite this inflation, the reason we're not looking, at really doomy things is because they believe the economy is still strong. New home sales this month in November would agree with that. It indicates that people are confident in their financial prospects and are willing to make large purchases, such as a new home. That makes sense. This can lead to an increased construction activity or an increase in construction activity, job creation in the housing sector, which can have a positive ripple effect on the economy. Now, this is a two-edged sword. More jobs is actually not what the Fed wants. And it's not because the Fed's evil. It's not because, they want you to lose your job. It's because unemployment in general needs to move up for inflation to move down. And we haven't seen, in my opinion, yet enough of that. Initial jobless claims I thought was on here. Maybe that was yesterday. RIP. I had it in the title. That's a big goof. Let me see if that was yesterday. Okay, we'll just pull it up quick. GDP and initial jobless claims. GDP's growth quarter over quarter for Q3 actually higher than forecasted. Interesting. The previous quarter, or Q2, negative 0.6% growth. Now we're seeing an actual 3.2 above forecast. This is actually a pretty strong sign for the U.S. economy. I think that actually weighs in pretty well with what we just described as new home sales. New home sales moving up, beating forecast. Same with GDP yesterday. That's looking pretty good. Initial jobless claims forecasted 222,000, previous 214, actual 216, so lower than forecast. Our economic calendar here is saying this number is better. That's why it's in green. The Fed would disagree. I think in general, less initial job claims probably good in our minds, but not to the Fed. So this is not a number that's really going to, actually both of these probably not numbers that are going to spur the Fed to become more dovish. If they're seeing a strong economy, they're really looking for the opposite. Let's go. Last one. I'm not liking how much talking is going on during this. I thought that it would be quicker for some reason. U.S. core price. Oh, we did this one. My bad. Why can't I get back to my tab? You son of a bee. No, I've been rugged. Smash the like button for getting rugged. Smash the like button for rugs. Core durable goods. So this is the other big one we had come out today. Core durable goods. Where are you? Core durable goods. So I had to look this up, but essentially it's a measure of the change in the total value of new orders of durable goods. Goods that are designed to last like 3 or 4 years. You can think of appliances and vehicles. This also factors in with CPE that we just talked about. This is in a given month, excludes orders for transportation equipment, but it's an important economic indicator as these goods can provide insight into the level of business investment in an economy and can be used to gauge the overall health. Big numbers. That's the kind of theme running through here is all of these big numbers are used as measures for the overall health of an economy. At the moment, all these numbers look good. I think that this is counterintuitively not a great sign. Not a great sign. If the Fed continues to see a strong growing economy, they're not going to be reserved when they decide to do whatever kind of interest rate hike here in January. Definitely check us out. Definitely join us in January for that next one. I actually don't know the date. I'll have to look it up. This got really wordy, but I'm glad we did some definitions. Real quick, let's just take a look at our major indices, the S&P 500. We'll look at Dow Jones, and we'll look at NASDAQ. S&P 500 coming off potentially a little reversal candle. Today is Friday. By the way, happy Friday, guys. Happy weekend. It is of utmost importance that we get 420 likes. It is Friday. We all deserve our 420 license today. We're closing the traditional trading week here. We can see the last 3 weeks, we've kind of rejected from what I was looking for as a neckline on the weekly chart here. Rejected last week's candle, pretty savage, kind of looking like crypto. This week's candle with 2.5 hours left to trade, actually not looking too terrible if it can close just slightly higher. However, With only 2 hours to go, stock's not so volatile. That might be too much to ask. Let's take a peek. Current day's up 0.33%. Not really a big change there. What's Market Cipher B got for us? A little bit of goodies here on the daily. Money flow is staying high. We see our lows coming up and our highs coming up. The daily may be looking for some kind of upside, actually. I wouldn't be surprised to see 4,000 tested, although I doubt it's going to be today. That'd be cool. That'd be a lot of volatility. I think this is much more likely into next week. I'm going to be looking for a target of around 4,025 again. This might not be a bad place. Not financial advice. Just a theoretical concept. Might not be a bad place to look for the right trader to make a trade. I think you can identify a pretty visible double top high here on the day. That might be a decent place to look for a stop loss. And of course, the entry sitting right there. Sitting right over there. Cool beans. Man, I need more passion for stocks. NASDAQ sitting a little lower. The difference between these charts is probably not that large for most people looking at them. You have a low, you've kind of rebounded, you've held your low of November, maybe you're looking for a bounce. NASDAQ, same thing, but the lows are much droopier lows. Either way, don't really love either of these patterns, even though I'm looking for some kind of upside. On the S&P 500, my dog is trying to come in, I guess. Professor Beans. She hasn't made an on-camera appearance in a while. She's a lady. She needs her beauty sleep. Money flow on the daily is trickling off. Not quite as nice as the S&P 500. I think we can even see that on the chart. But our money flow lows, we're seeing that our lows coming up and looking to roll over. So maybe we do. Maybe we're looking for a broadening pattern here on. Maybe on NASDAQ here, broadening wedge. I don't like it. I'm not convinced. I'm gonna have to come back to this chart real quick with the DJI, Dow Jones Industrial. This was looking pretty decent actually back in November as it broke its downtrend. Now it does seem to be finding resistance at 34.2 thousand. I'd like to see a test of this 32.2. I'd like to see this hold. That would be actually pretty interesting. Don't have high hopes for it. Really, I think that indices are going to be pegged to what the Fed's next move is. And with the FOMC meeting being so hawkish, what was that, 2-3 weeks ago? I just don't see it happening anytime soon. There is a little goodies, though. In crypto, at least, we've had, as of the end of this month, provided we don't trade much higher, we've had 4 red quarters in a row. That's never happened in Bitcoin history. We have a red bearish engulfing candle on the yearly. Never happened in Bitcoin history. It is a little counterintuitive. This is not technical analysis. This is, I don't know, maybe game theory. I think really pretty much no matter what happens, I'm expecting some kind of rally in Q1. Now, that doesn't mean back to all-time highs, but maybe the dead cat bounce people have been looking for since November, I don't know, of last year. I think that it's very likely we have some upside on the first quarter in 2023. Real quick, looking in the dollar, and then we're going to jump into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and our live trades. We're going to update them, but dollar does look to be finding some kind of support here around that 104.4 or 103.8. We had a hawkish FOMC meeting right around here, bullish engulf on the day, and we've tested that support again. I think if the dollar trades above 104, let's just call it 105, I think it has the bounce that we're looking for, potentially to like 108 in store. As we see this descending channel, you can see we've had this painted here for a while. Really not a lot of change there. I do think on the daily, we may be seeing kind of a 1, 2, 3 bottom, kind of triangular bottom there. That would make sense. We can see dollar move up to that 108-ish area. Maybe stocks then pushed back down. Market Cipher B looking pretty bearish on this on the day. All right, I'm bored of the old stuff. Let's get into the crypto and the cool stuff, the stuff I like. Make sure if you guys are out there, you haven't smashed the likes and subscribes, join us. Let's get 420. Jump in the Discord if you're new here. I actually enabled a new anti-bot or server protection thing last night, and so it's much easier to join our Discord now. When you join, it should be very simple and it should be very obvious what you need to do to verify. There's a blue verify button that'll walk you through the steps. Something I wanted to talk about real quick here. Twitter recently, as of yesterday, they had this feature enabled where you can always see how many views your posts get. But about 2 months ago, they enabled it where you can see it on your feed without clicking the analytics button right here and going into another tab. It's pretty cool. I like it. However, I'm kind of skeptical. I commented on Twitter, I tweeted about this. You can also now see other people's numbers, which I'm skeptical if this was intentional or not. The reason being is the original, when they published this originally and you could see them, you could only see your own. You couldn't see other people's. As well as on Twitter, if you click, hey, Benjamin Cohen, if you click the analytic button on someone else's post, it will pop up and say you can only view your own tweets analytics. So I wonder if this is a mistake by Twitter. Either way, it's interesting. I personally, as a creator, like it. I like to be able to see that. I like that the data is readily available. However, I'm kind of skeptical if this is going to be good for Twitter overall. I think it could be very intimidating for people to kind of tweet and see, I don't know, like 6 people saw my tweet. Why am I even tweeting? I wonder if it's going to have a reverse effect. What do you guys think? I'm going to pull the chat up too. I haven't had the chat up. Let me pop this bad boy out. Boom. We're finally to crypto. I don't know how long that took, but we're here. We got 152 votes on the poll. 57% of you saying do more of this macro econ stuff, such as when we just talked about CPE, new home sales, core goods, GDP, etc. Initial jobless claims. Cool. I'm going to leave that up. 150 votes is not quite enough votes for me to get a good sample size. So keep on voting. We got 200 viewing. I don't doubt that we'll have weird viewership today because there's no crypto even in the title, so people are probably lost. But if you're here, you've made it. Good to have you. Make sure you stick around. So now we're going to get into the crypto. I'm going to update you on the live trade. Maybe we should do that first. We'll do this. We'll do this, right? This is our previous chart. Actually, from the 18th, so I think we actually have one newer than that, don't we, from the 21st. Let's update on that one, instead of updating on the one we've already updated on. There we go. Wow. Holy shit, wow. You can go back and watch the last stream, and you will literally see these lines placed. Look at how few lines here. Look at how few lines are right here. We were looking potentially for a 618 retracement back to 16.5. You can't make this up. Wow, to the dollar. That's just impressive. That's just luck mostly. Looks like we have a perfect 618 or golden ratio, golden retracement achieved. Found support, move back up. This is on the 12-hour time frame. Let me take a peek. Unfortunately, the 12-hour does not look any more bullish than it did when we... Oh, this is not 12. This is 4. My bad. Okay, this is the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, not looking very bullish actually at all. Really in the same condition as, literally the same condition as last stream. Last stream was right around here, and we were looking for a lower low on our money flow here on Market Cipher B. We got it, and then again, right now, we got it again. That is not great. Lower low on money flow is a no-no. Trademark pending. The only kind of cool thing here is we have a single example of very weak downside momentum. We saw momentum roll over from positive to negative, back to positive, and barely able to really even push down. The last time we saw something like this was earlier in December 3rd, and there aren't very many examples during this downtrend of this weak downside momentum, according to Market Cipher B. What I'm going to be looking for in probably the next 8 to 16 hours is I'm going to be looking for a higher high on our momentum, moving back to the upside to hopefully curve our money flow back up. But at the moment, the 4-hour is looking bearish, in my opinion, at least according to Market Cipher B. Maybe RSI can give us a little more insight, but somehow I doubt it. No, there's almost no divergence here. This is interesting. Usually there's some kind of divergence. There's almost no divergence. Our lows are coupled by RSI lows. Our highs are pretty much in line with our RSI highs. So the 4-hour is a very neutral read right now. MACD being kind of the odd man out, saying momentum is increasing. Weird. Let's take a look at the week. Although Bitcoin doesn't close its week today. Oh, this is for later. Now let's talk about it now. I'll do this because I pulled it up, and then we'll go to the day and the week. So I guess Carl the Moon tweeted about this. Someone in our chat said, "Hey, what do you think about Carl's tweet?" He said, "There's a diamond on the 1 hour." Well, I put up the 1 hour, and I was like, "Well, I said I usually counter trade Carl, but I'll give it to him. This diamond fits my definition of a diamond. You have a range, you have a low." You break that range to a low, and from that low, you move to a new high. So for me, what makes a diamond is the characteristic right here of you have a range, you break either to the low or to the high, and then you do the opposite. They need to be back to back. So if this was something more like it fell here, then it consolidated, then it like made a lower or a higher low, and then went like this, that wouldn't be a diamond in my description. I have invented my own definition of diamond, by the way. This is just what I see in crypto. And so kind of the characteristic of the diamond is we see a low to a high or a high to a low, and we return to the range. I may have not drawn this. I kind of like the way I drew this, actually. I did this very quickly. Very, very quickly. Uh-oh, I hope we didn't just lose the stream. Connection being weird. That's all right. I guess we could draw out something like this. I don't think that really fits. I don't think that really fits. But we've returned basically to the mid-range. So I'll call this a diamond. And diamonds, we do take as reversal patterns. So let's zoom out a little bit. It might be suggesting upside. So if this diamond does play, and it is in fact a diamond, and the probability is with us, we would expect essentially a BART, an inverse BART. That's basically what a diamond is a BART pattern. We just call it the Bart Simpson because it's funny. And we need to laugh during these bearish times. So I'm going to delete this. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go that high. If we do see this diamond play out, this is the price point that draws my eye, 17.5. Boom. I actually may adjust my live stream trade here in a minute when we get to it. If we do see this diamond play out, I'm looking for at least this 618 retrace. Of course, it could go higher, but this is, in my opinion, the high probability price point to look, and that's 17,540 on Binance. We also see we have a pretty strong high right there before we fell, right at the 618. For me, that's pretty convincing that that's going to be a place people are looking to take profit or open new positions. Let's see. We can invalidate that with a break of 16.5 right down here. The move, the higher low, I guess we'll call it, in this diamond, we can say, well, if it breaks below 16.5, we're not likely looking for this position up here. So this gives us a few things to work with. Now, this is definitely, not financial advice. I know it doesn't do anything when I say that, but what I really mean by it is please don't just blindly copy trades I put up during the live stream unless you want to lose money. These are just hypotheticals a lot of the time. I'm not taking these trades all the time, etc. So do your own. My hope is that you guys can get some kind of knowledge from watching me do my analysis, and you can go forward and make your own trades. So we can hypothetically try two things here. We could say, all right, I can look to take a long. That's pretty much at market price right now. Pretty much. It's like 16.8-ish with our stop below our previous swing low, and we're going to look to target that 17.5. We're going to invalidate this trade below 16.5, and we have a decent 2.5 risk to reward. Not really my favorite, but not bad. On the inverse side, we could say something like this. We could look to, as I said earlier, I might adjust my trade. We could look to do something similar to this, where we look instead to take a short from that 17.5. Let's move this over. Boom. And we probably could just target pretty much where price is right now in that 16.8 zone. If we saw this BART or diamond play out, we might see it play out something like this. That would look pretty Bitcoinish. I would take it. Okay. All right. I don't know. Someone pointed it out. I didn't even see it. I obviously don't follow, I don't follow Carl the Moon for my trading tips personally. But you guys are welcome to follow and listen to whoever you want. And I encourage you to get many perspectives. I don't think anyone should just listen to me. I do not have all the answers. All right, so let's wrap this stuff up. I do want to take a look at the weekly. Even though Bitcoin is not closing its weekly candle today, traditional markets are and Bitcoin CME is. Let's just get a kind of a read here. Hopefully this lines up with what we were looking at before. 17.1, obviously still in play. 16.28, our weekly support has held so far. Looks like our resistance has held so far. So to me, the weekly is looking to be range bound between 17.1 and 16.3 until it decides to break. So it decides to break. Nothing really going on our RSI. Market Cipher B, wow, looks so bearish. That looks so bearish. The money flow is just bleeding out. VWAP on the week already trending down after a lower high, coming off a higher low. Nothing looks bullish on Market Cipher B on the week. That's poop. MACD is on drugs lately. MACD is smoking something, man. We'll find out in 2 days, but it looks like, again, we have an increasing momentum candle. I will warn you, that was true last week, but then before the weekly closed, it sold off, and that increasing momentum disappeared. Weekly, not in a great condition. Dang. So the weekly is not, but I did notice I kind of like what's going on the daily. Maybe this is hopium. We do have a very deep VWAP low, which in general is not great. However, it is, I guess, comparatively a higher low versus November 9th. But I do kind of like the daily. I saw this last night while I was laying in bed. If we look at the daily, there's two characteristics I notice. Our low, our money flow low, or our local money flow low right here from 17th, not broken. We haven't seen money flow come down lower. That is good. Doesn't mean up, but that is a suggestion that there could become some kind of setup for upside. What then catches my eye in combination with that is, well, momentum very pinched, looking to roll over, and we have a much higher low on our daily momentum. And that, instead of what we were looking at on the 4 hour, is actually coming off a higher high on the daily momentum. This is a setup to roll over. This has potential. If you look at VWAP right here, it's approaching the zero line, and it is very much looking for upside. As long as this daily low holds here, I think really like that means if we don't see a huge sell-off today, if we do see maybe that hourly diamond pattern play out, we could see the next few days range higher, even though we do have a lower high here. We could see them range higher and break our local high as this rolls over, and we could have some kind of retracement, some kind of upside price action, please. I'm so sick and bored of just seeing things go down. I'm so bored of things going down. 2050. Interesting. Let's update on moving averages here. I didn't think about this. I haven't looked at this since maybe the last stream. We were above the 20 weekly and things were looking, or 20 daily and things were looking great. We lost it on the 16th, bounced from weekly support, bullish engulfed back to the 20 daily. And it does look like we rejected. However, we do have a higher low on yesterday's candle. We do have a higher low. What I don't love is that the 50 and the 20 are looking to converge right on 17.1. That is not great. That is not great. I guess technically I think this will end up being a golden cross, as I think the 20 is more likely to be moving up and the 50 to be moving down. But neither kind of setup here is looking very good. Both of these moving averages are looking very weak and prices below them. To me, this suggests, more importantly than like a golden or death cross, this suggests that trading back above 17.1 is healthy, is a good thing to happen. Price moving above 17.1 will put it above both the 50 and the 20, and then we can look to make an upside test to the 100. Honestly, though, I think below 17.1, in my opinion, you guys know I'm a permabull, so I don't say this often. In my opinion, shorts to play. And that brings us to my current trading position. Dun, dun, dun. Look at that. Look at that organization. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. All right, so last live stream, I was in this same position. 16,850. Not the most ideal, not the most sniper short position we've taken live before. However, yesterday we did see price sell off to that higher low on the daily at 16.5, and of course, your boy, Mr. Crown, closed pieces of it. I don't even know where it is. I closed, let's see. 1, 2, 3. I think I closed like 75% of this position. Yeah, it was like a over $1,000 position. Now it's like a $200 position. I all but closed it. Maybe I should close the whole thing, right? I don't know. Right now, it's like a $200 position. Like if it gets liquidated, it's not a big deal. But let's see. Yeah, close most of it. We're back to just below our entry. I am still looking to play that 17.1. You can see I still have my order on there. I think I added one a little higher. I kind of layered these out, looking maybe for a snipe at 1800 or 18,000 at the moment. I feel comfortable holding this tiny long here. Funding is positive, so I'm not paying to keep this open. I'm being paid to keep it open. And yeah, man, like I would like to see this 17.1 order fill. That's gonna be a lot more spicy than kind of just waiting here at 16,850 on this trade. Not very volatile. Oh well. I guess there's not a lot of updates. I closed most of it. I'm still net short on it, but it's very small now. Looking to reopen potentially at 17.1, kind of like I described earlier. Something I do want to shill, and I hate shilling, guys, but pinned to the top of the chat. I'll put the link in there. Pinned to the top of the chat. We are, I think it's live now, a trading competition. We've never done one of these. Please don't get yourself wrecked over this. Like it's not worth it. But if you want to have a fun little thing, where's the link? If you want to like join me, I'm gonna do. Ooh, Discord crashed. Join me. I'm gonna do it. See if you can beat me. You probably will. Maybe not. Time will tell. But the link is pinned to the top of the chat. And let me see. I'll put it in the... What the heck? Discord, you are something, man. You are something. Oh, wait. I have the link right here. Ta-da! So, we have 3 days and 20 hours. There's some prizes. Please, again, don't get yourself wrecked over this. But you must be signed up under my link to participate in this trading competition. The winner, well, let's see, event information. The number 1 place will get 500 USDT, second place 300, third place 250, fourth place 50, and the fifth place 25. You're going to have to check out the details for this. There's some kind of prize pool with like 4,800 Doge as well. Note the terms and conditions. The event started today. 2 days. Or no, it starts, I guess, technically in like 5 hours. I don't know. I don't understand. It says the 24th. But when I'm in it, it looks like it works. Event countdown. Check it out. Either way, check it out. Join me. See if you can beat me, then you can flex. Tell me you're a better trader than me, and I'll have to agree with you. So links in the chat. It's in the Discord. Jump in the Discord, etc. etc. All right, now that I've gotten through most of everything, I've updated the live trade, gone through stocks, got through big numbers being published, etc. Let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see what y'all are saying. Are you the actor whose ID was stolen? It's called Identity Theft Smart Film. I don't know what you're saying, Tweedledee, but what's up, bro? Artagan Gapininski. What's up, man? Shout out to Norway. Just Plain Crazy. Smash the likes. Thank you, my friend. How you doing, Just Plain Crazy? Shill something with a deposit bonus. Matt Lane. Everyone has every exchange has deposit bonuses. All of them. Here, Big X, Bybit. There are sponsors of this channel. There are links in the video description below. There's big deposit bonuses. If that's what you're looking for. When you sign up using my link, you help support the channel. That's why we don't and have never shilled shitcoins for money. We don't have to answer to anyone. We are independent. And when you sign up using my link, a tiny percent of the trading fees goes to me instead of the exchange. So it's a win-win. You're going to use it. You're going to use exchanges anyway. It keeps our lights on. It's good stuff. Alchemist looking for sub 100 Tesla. I'll pull up Tesla. It's a stunk kind of day because Bitcoin isn't moving. FTX, Tesla. Okay. This is a chart I have not looked at in quite some time. Tesla. Interesting. You gotta use a logarithmic chart to see the whole to really see the moves of Tesla. I know that traditional TAists don't use log. I only use log. Linear numbers are a lie. All right, extend right. Let's do our real base TA on Tesla here. We'll identify kind of our macro bottom trend. Let's get a fib up on the chart. Can we connect our highs anywhere? Probably do that. It doesn't look right. I'll take it. Take it. Let's get our high trend. Dominant high trend. Kind of like a secondary high trend here. Let's see what this looks like. All right. Sub 100, man. If you look at, I mean, it's at 123. Sub 100 is not wild. It's not wild at all. Our 618 on our log chart sitting at 45.89. That's pretty low. That would be very low. Definitely could happen. I need to adjust this. This is way too big. There we are. Our 618 retrace, yeah, 45.89. Not a terrible place to look. 0.5 sitting just under $70 right here. Doesn't really look like a very good target though. Really inefficient price action there. I would likely look more down to like, there's a little bit of consolidation here on the weekly around the 60s. All right, let's see what this looks like on regular again. On regular. All right. This chart actually makes a lot more sense on the regular chart, on the regular setting. Our retracement changes because percents are different in logarithmic versus linear. Fun fact. Our 618 retrace was at $165, and that was actually a pretty interesting point on the chart. That was the swing high in August of 2020. Price does not seem to care, though, breaking right through it. Currently trading at 124. We see our 786 retrace all the way down at $100 or 98.54. That would be an interesting place to take a trade. I can say that. That would be an interesting trade. I don't know if it's one I would take. This is very knife looking. Maybe we can use our extensions here instead. Can we back it up? Oh God, we can back it up. I don't like that. I don't like it. On the weekly, using our Fibonacci extension and retracement tool, we take our swing low at 206, connected to our swing high 314. Our measured move target is also the macro 786. Sub 100 Tesla looks pretty likely. 98.54. That looks pretty good. That is a 76% discount from the all-time high. That's post-split, because I remember when Tesla was like 150. And that was like back here. I guess they like adjusted the chart for the splits. I don't know how they do that. Stocks are weird. Splits are gibberish. That's my target. Tesla 98.54. Let's put the alert, just put it at like 101 for good measure. Boom. Cool. That's a cool chart. I definitely am freaked out a little bit though. I'm freaked out by the measured move target being the 786. Like that's too good. And if that completes, then this is even looking very harmonic. This looks like maybe like a deep, kind of one of those, was it deep bull, deep shark? That's spooky. That's a spooky chart, man. I just threw that on there. Don't Harmonics make everything look really good, like professional? You're like, oh, yes, that's very, yes, indeed. It's very good TA, yes. I can see it. I think they make charts look pretty. Pretty charts. Let's look at Coingecko. Let's pull up Coingecko for the biggest winners and losers of the day. But I'm going to read the chat here. Have we not had any subscribers? Has no one subscribed during this whole live stream? 42 minutes. 42.0 minutes. Not a single subscriber, or is my thing bugging? It's probably bugging. Let me see. Maybe not. Maybe this is maybe our stream's very shadow banned. Probably because I didn't put anything crypto related in the title. I wouldn't doubt it. Let me take a peek here. Turn on vidIQ to see if I can see if there's an issue. An issue here. Yeah, no, we're not. I don't know. We're not shadow banned. Probably just low traffic. Is what it is. At least we have everyone here. I appreciate you guys. You subscribe, says James Schmee. How you doing, James Schmee? What's up, Nate? Robert, my man. How you doing, Robert? How you doing? How you doing, Osama B? Good to see you, my friend. ADD Dad, Gabriel, H.A. Pepito. How you doing, Pepito? Crypto Poppy. You only use log. Well, that's because you're a champ. Manuel Medina. What's your prediction for the next bull market top? Well, I thought we were going to get to 366K during this cycle. So my prediction for next cycle's top, 366K LFG. This is going to be my prediction until it comes true. Is it a shorter trading day today? Asked Cade. That is an interesting question, and I actually do not know. But I know how we can check. Nope. Markets wrap, traditional markets wrap in 1 hour 53 minutes. So no, looks like the same time. Looks like the usual time. Bitcoin gain up or down? The answer is yes, my friend. The Pickle. Shout out to the Pickle, man. The Pickle has been doing timestamps for our live streams. Check them out after the live. They'll be up quickly after, so you can identify whatever parts of the stream, whatever charts you want to see. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Huge help, huge value. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Alchemist. Most ladies love log. Giggity goo. Log lady, Twin Peaks. What's up, B Baker? Andrew Freeman, send your limit orders at 99.50. All right, man. Honestly, I'm not going it all in or something. I don't own any stocks, but I could see myself picking up a little bag of Tesla sub 100, just right around there. I can see it. Be 75% off from its high. I don't know. Do we think Tesla's going to go bankrupt? Probably not. Probably not, Abri. I didn't do the biggest gainers. Sorry, that's going to make the timestamps confusing, Pickle. Has anything gained? Ooh, Mana. Mana up 10% on the day, but down 12% on the week. Really, only TON looks like it's up at all on the week. I guess XDC. If you look at that 7-day chart over here, little preview, none of these look very good. They don't really look bullish, even if they're green. Luna Classic up 7%. I think we'll pull up Mana. What do you guys want to see? What charts? And you can suggest even non-crypto charts today. It's special. It's a special day. Mana, what was the next one I said I was going to do? Lunacy. If you buy Luna, it is Lunacy. I guess we'll pull up Sand, because it looks like Sand was moving today too. Hair on the microphone. We'll put those up. Is there anything else interesting going on? APT, nah. Biggest losers. Monero on the biggest hourly loser. We were looking at Monero the last stream and it looked awesome. I think it's probably still looking awesome. Not a good sign when your 7-day biggest gainers are stablecoins. That's not a good sign. Biggest losers, XCN, Trust Wallet, no surprise there. Filecoin, Okay. Chili's CHZ, World Cup's over. People are selling it. Makes sense. Algorand, down to 17 cents. No, but we bought $50 worth at 20 cents. We're ruined. We did that on the live stream the other day. This is not an interesting market day for crypto, it seems. It is not an interesting day for crypto. But that's okay. That's why we're looking at everything. Dot. Philip wants to look at Dot. We can pull up Dot. I know we looked at it. I think it actually did give me an alert since we looked at it last time. What else do you guys want to see? What's up, Error Random? Good to see you, brother. You bought Coinbase stock. Nice. Nice. What's up, Michael Norris? LUNC is interesting to me because there's a community. I mean, I will give you that, man. Community in crypto is mega important. And that is the reason I held Dogecoin so long. Despite people telling me that I was crazy for holding it. It worked out. But community is very valuable in crypto. However, you need to be aware that there is absolutely fake community in crypto. And by that I mean like bots, like communities that aren't real. I'm not saying LUNC is, because I know even some of our viewers really dig it, but just be aware that just because it appears there's a community doesn't mean there's a community somewhere. You got to dig in, you got to like join it. See if there's actually active, passionate people about it. And if there is, man, you might be sitting on a gem, no matter what it is. So there you go. Nate, Alchemy Pay. Is that a thing? Is that even a thing, Nate? For you, buddy, though? I will definitely look. Let's look. Each. I just think bank transfer when I see ACH. There we go. Pulled up ACH for Mr. Nate. What else do you guys want to see? I have a hairy mic. I know, I just like swallowed one. Adam AVX near for no reason. We looked at, I think, a lot of those recently. We can get the party started now that Michael's here. Right on. Kevin Baker, how you doing, bro? Made a quick 8%. Go you. Paradise Mindset. Go EV Cano. I don't know what that means, but I agree with you. You're shorting near. What do you think about that? All right, I'll pull up near. Honestly, if you look at the last time we looked at this on stream, you'll know that I agreed with you. I thought this chart looked like garbage. I wanted to say good things about it, but it did not look great. All right, we'll pull it up. So I pulled these up. Wow, that dibbity dumped. I think we looked at it back here. Did break its low. Has a new low at 120. Let me put an alert here. All right, I'll start with near. Is there anything else you guys want to see? Blazing. We're far from our 420. We only have 200 likes. We only have 250 viewing. I don't know if we can make 420 likes today, guys. I know. It's really sad. That's the bear market. Have you guys found yourself saying, well, it's the bear market, like in real life, like when things happen, you're like, I don't know. You want to buy something, you're like, well, if it wasn't the bear market, I would buy it. I found myself saying that a lot lately. I was like, if it was a bull run, I would buy that stupid item. But I won't, because it's not. And because now we're all broke. Let's see. Let me do something here quick. I know I'm being ADD. No, I'm being ADD. Whatever. Yeah, we're not shadow banned, just low traffic day. Okay. Taking a peek at near. Last time we looked at it, I did not think it looked good. I thought it looked very sickly. This like harmonic thing I threw up here was actually from a long time ago, not a recent thing. I might as well. Let's take it off the weeks. I'll take it off the week so it's less distracting. Your divergence failed as you broke the low here. We must have been looking at it a while ago. So on the week, we have a new low. Does this low line up well with an extension target? It actually does. Dude, Fibonacci, man. Fibonacci, there's just something freaking wild. There's just something wild about it. I don't know. It just always seemed... Look at this. I just placed this. And like to the penny, our measured move target 135.3. We're at 135.1. That's wild. So this isn't necessarily a support, but it is a profit-taking target for shorts. Shorts that potentially opened at the 1 of the Fibonacci extension tool we used here at 287. Looking left, I don't know if this is all the history on it, but it doesn't really look like we have much support there. Our real support here is down at 64 cents from basically these weekly closes back in 2020. Monthly chart, I mean, if you're breaking, wow, really, don't have anything there. Let's take a peek. Daily could be worse. Doesn't look great, but it could be worse. I mean, your money flow is very red. You haven't broken your previous high here. VWAP's pointed up, momentum's pointed up. You haven't broken your previous high. On a break of that, you're looking for lower lows, which would be no surprise to anyone. But you do have VWAP trending up, so maybe looking for a short term or a short-lived bounce at least. 152 or 157, I think kind of right there is looking pretty juicy. You have your daily reversal, support tested, support tested, support tested, support broke. I could definitely see this. Something like that playing out. Lux Algo, though, suggesting actually, our change of character is lower. It's saying 148. That actually might be smarter, as it's just below 150, psychological number. And then it's pointing to an order block up here from 168 to 183. I think that what that might suggest to me is maybe you could see, and I don't think that this is like short term. I guess he's saying like this playing out. Kind of coming up to sweep this liquidity. Either way, not really bullish on this chart. You do have daily bullish divergence on RSI, which I didn't expect to see. Let's double check. Yep. You have a higher low on RSI on your daily time frame, while simultaneously you have a lower low on your price, and that is the definition of hidden bullish divergence. Hasn't really gone anywhere yet, but it's there. Momentum's rolling over on MACD. Yeah, I mean, so you're short. Hopefully you've been short. I would look personally, I'm not going to trade this, but if I did, I might look maybe for tests of 150 to enter a position, maybe look to take profit right back at that low. And if we see a stronger rally into this liquidity zone, I'd likely look for a lower low off of a move like that. Either way, I'm pretty bearish, though I do see some signs of maybe short-term upside on near. Short-term. Wow, 4 hours, brutal. Its value against BTC is brutal. This chart's ugly, man. I'm thinking there might be a short-term bounce here on this low, but long-term, this does not look good. This is not a good-looking chart. Okay, moving along. We'll look at LUNC. You can check out Lux Algo in the links below and all the other links in the video description. My little button stopped working. Here we go. LUNC, dude. I got a little excited. I certainly didn't buy any. I got a little excited when our 618 retracement finally hit after all that time, and we got a nice bounce. That was at 000138. I got a little excited. I was like, dang, that is a real possible, like, that's a possible bottom. Didn't turn out to be the case. Traded sideways above support. This has been a lesson recently. People in general in traditional technical analysis say that trading sideways above support is bullish and below resistance is bearish, and I disagree. I think it's the opposite. Here's a nice little example. Trending above support, boom, drop to a lower low, and man, you're just kind of in nowhere land. You probably have psychological support at 0001 on the dot down here. I wouldn't touch this. I'm not interested in this at all. But for you guys, I will look at whatever. Extend line right. No bullish divergence on the day. Though, this is pretty interesting, is LUNC, though, unlike most charts we've looked at on the day, refusing to go into oversold territory. We do see like two little touches here, but most coins are kind of down in that oversold area and struggling to get out. Kind of interesting. Unfortunately, your lowest point in RSI is your lowest point in price, and that is no divergence. Money on the daily, money flow on the daily might be rolling over. You have a series of lower highs and higher lows. You got a green dot. You got momentum pinching and VWAP up. So actually, I'm going to say the same thing for near. I'm not really looking at long-term price action to the upside, but I do see some signs of maybe some kind of bounce, some kind of retracement. Let's see where we would look. Boom, right there. Yeah. This is where I'm looking. Right here. 000161. Wouldn't surprise me then to see it move back down to 000138. Time will tell. I've got my alerts set. I'll set an alert here. Retrace. Noise. All right. There is Luna C. Let me pull the chat back up. Luna C is annoying to type. I know it's annoying to say. No S. What's up, man? Look at the look like easy short at that green resistance above. Noah pointing out what I was getting to before I even got there. Well done, my friend. Well done. Well done. H bar, says Jonathan M. Lucky Thoughts. What's up, bro? Shout out to Lucky Thoughts. Alex Wells. Bear market is freaking too long and painful. Reminds me of prom night. Savage, bro. Savage. Short it, says Kevin Baker. All right, let's move to the next one. I'll take a peek at Sand because Sand was moving, or Mana. We're doing Mana. Decentraland or Mana. Because it is the top gainer over the last hour. This is an ancient chart. Ancient chart. Let's get rid of some of this. Well, some of this is good, though. Let's get rid of a little bit of it. We don't need a lot of that. Mana, we're going to have to zoom out in time frames to get... We have to zoom out to get these. You got big support. Unfortunately, very far below you. Big support. Down at 15.5 cents and just about 10 cents. There's also something here. Something going on with your previous all-time high, April 18th. That's pretty close to price at 35.7. Let's check this out. You're not going to have any divergence here. I mean, you could technically say there's divergence here on the month, which would be crazy. You can technically say that because RSI is lower here than here, but we haven't seen any kind of reversal. And so to claim that divergence is there is jumping the gun. If we see some kind of reversal in the monthly time frame, we can say that we're looking for monthly bullish divergence, but it's not quite there yet. Slapping our fibs on, we're not really seeing much, not really lining up with anything of value. So I'm just going to take that back off. Let's place it upside down. Nope. The monthly is not a very nice. These are some red candles. So looking at this chart, okay, this is all right. Monthly, we do see waning selling momentum. That is always a good sign. That is always a good sign. But it is a very lagging and very slow moving sign. So it's definitely not something that will be brought into our analysis for the closer time frames. Oh yeah, we had a nasty call. I don't know if anybody remembers this. October in 21. We had a nasty call, dude. Right here, we had called, I forget, it was the 50 and the 200. Yeah, right there. Let me take this off. You had the 50 and the 200 weekly moving averages. We were looking for what I called a bullish kiss. I invented that signal as well. We were looking for this bullish kiss, and then Coinbase listed Decentral, or Mana, and it just exploded. That was, man, 2021, some of the best calls. Some of just the best calls. The good old days. The good old days. Ooh. Right now in Mana on the week, you have 50 and the 100 moving averages crossing bearish. The 20 and the 200 just crossed bearish earlier. Nothing really good looking. Money flow sagging. We're seeing that across the board. Momentum really out of the picture. You are at the lowest. You are at the most oversold. Man is at the most oversold state it's ever been in on the weekly time frame. That's pretty cool. Doesn't mean that a bottom's in though. Doesn't really mean much. Wow, look at these levels. Look at these old levels. Like, these were from way back here. Price bounced. Actually, I just placed this one, so not this one. But price bounced from a previous support. Fell through. Fell down to a level we had identified like 2 years ago. On the week, bounced back up. Tested this other level that we identified like 2 years ago. Almost perfectly. It's like almost perfect support and resistance touch before rejecting lower. I just appreciate some fancy chart stuff. I appreciate it. Man, I gotta get in real close here. So we can kind of see this. We can kind of see a measured move playing out. From our swing low to our swing high, our 2 measured move is just under 30 cents. It looks like it reached within 0.001 0015. I don't know. I can't do the math in my head right now. Of that target. So that was pretty good, though we're just identifying it now, so that's not really helpful for us in hindsight, but it is nice to see that it was at least doing a healthy measured move. We're absolutely going to see resistance or profit taking on the way back up here. That's 35.7 cents. And really our 618, I think that lines up pretty damn well right here. I think this is going to be where I would look to take profit if I somehow entered a long on this and still had it open, which, man, I would not have opened a long on this randomly. I would not. RSI is in the trash. MACD on the day, though, not MACD. Market Cipher B on the daily, though, is kind of looking to roll over, though we are seeing momentum still holding price down. VWAP is trending up, and I do like these lower highs on money flow. I think that's really just showing us this. I think we could see this. Not very exciting. I'm going to look for here. I'm going to set an alert here. Because if it breaks that, things are looking kind of spicy. Kind of spicy. Nice daily candle, though. 8.5%. Not too shabby. I'm looking for... Honestly, I'm just looking for that previous support. Test as resistance. Reject. Short seems to be the play across the board lately. Cool. Let's do dot. To the dot. To the dot. This is a very old chart, I do believe. But these levels look really good. $5 broke on the 15th. We are seeing on the daily a descending channel. Typically, we'll see price kind of bleed down in these, but we do look for them to resolve to the upside. Unfortunately, I think $5 is where you draw the line. You tested this as support 3-4 times in the daily before breaking. Likely consolidate down, break, move back to that previous support as resistance. That is the macro. Forget where it's from, but it's like the macro support for dot. Below it, okay, yeah, this is a different chart. This isn't our current chart, but below it is 420. Blaze it, because of course I always remember when charts have support at 420. I think this is our current chart. There we go. This is what we were looking at last time. Still looking for 420. I was getting dot a little confused with link in my head. Still looking for 420. Likely even we didn't even have $5 identified here. But even then, on our last stream, we were looking for some kind of like bounce in this channel, moving down to 420 support, praying it holds. I don't know if I have dot. If I do, it's a very small amount. Problem being, if you break 420, look out below. There's really nothing below. You had extremely inefficient price action on listing, it looks like. Just shot up from like $1.50 to $6, ran, and now you're back. The piper is being paid. I potentially I think there's a long play at 420. Blaze it. Not financial advice. I'm probably not going to take this trade. I think there's a chance. We've created a psychological support or psychological number. 420 didn't used to be on the charts. Now it always is. Yeah, not a lot of change there. Leaning bearish, looking for some kind of retracement, likely back to like that $5. We see that was pretty clearly support. However, I don't really have confidence it's going to break it. Something like that. Not a lot of change on dot, but Always worth a look. Always worth a look. Let's see. Sand. Sand exceeding expectations of crappiness, sinking lower. Dang. Not looking good. Wonder if there's like anything here. Get rid of a bunch of these scribbly dribblies. Okay. She'll keep that. Sand is bleeding off. The bleeding pattern, not too bad though. I don't hate it. That's your high. And your sand looks like crap. The bleeding pattern looking, it's not the worst simply because you're bleeding in a channel. So kind of similar to DOT. We don't really know where it will go. If it does match DOT's price action, we might be looking all the way down at like 5 cents, which is a wild, wild ride, man. So like down here, something like that. $8. So like 7 or 8 cents. Obviously, you're going to have some kind of support from your swing low back in June. That's at 14 or 15 cents. I just don't really see what's going to prevent this from continuing to bleed. Like, this is a knife. Maybe it bounces at 15. Maybe it comes down to this range to fill liquidity or to sweep liquidity at like its original 2020 lows. I'm just not seeing much. Market Cipher says it looks like crap. You do have... No, you don't. You got nothing. Most of these charts just look like death. And I say that, but that's hyperbole. Crypto doesn't really die. Nothing really dies. Nothing goes to zero, really. But it can always go down another 99%. Yep, Sand, I'm not going to waste any more time on you. You look crappy. Sorry, Sand. Good luck. Mana, good luck. Dot, good luck. I'm going to close some of these tabs. Ooh, fun little random thing. I just ordered a bunch of RAM for my computer, and after the live stream, I'm going to put these bad boys right into this rig. I realized that I have 16 gigs of RAM on this rig. This computer's 2 years old, and at the time, 16 gigs wasn't too bad. I'm about to pop, what is this, 32 and 32. I'm about to pop 64 GBs directly into the stream machine. Hopefully that will accelerate our mad gains. I choose to pretend that's how things work. ACH, I'll look at this quick, only because Nate the Man asked for it. So we don't know if the bottom's in, but let's throw a fib on it anyway, because what else do we have to work with? Nothing. There you go. There you go. There you go. Nothing. Slap a fib on it. If you don't know what to do, slap a fib on it. That sounds like a Tim and Eric thing. If you don't know what to do, slap a fib on it. Okay. Okay. This is alright. I mean, this chart does not look good either. But there's some pretty visible levels here. We're on the week. We're on the week here. Let's see. There's even like a weekly consolidation there. You got a lot of resistance above you. That's not going to be a surprise. Wow, look at that. This is like kind of head and shoulders-ish pattern. That's pretty cool. That's not going to be a surprise because this has pretty much only gone down. Our measured move, too, I mean, if we're looking for much lower, our measured move would suggest 0.05-ish. But our low hole looks like it's held at least for now. 2 days and 5 hours to go. You got lots of resistance above you. The one that's most concerning to me is going to be right here. This looks like a very heavy zone of resistance. That likely even extends all the way up to 16 cents. This is a knife by every measure. If I was looking to long this, I would probably look to take profit with the rest of the market. 1.1, 1.2 cents. I mean, and if I was like playing it conservatively, right back to that previous weekly consolidation, just under 1 cent, 0.0093. That's not a great look. Weirdly, you do have bullish divergence on the week through its entire existence, which is a strange concept. Not a lot of chart history, but your RSI lows are coming up. So I don't know anything about this. I can't make any claims on its quality or anything like that. But ACH, it does look like if there ever is an interest in this coin, that the upside potential is pretty big. However, that being said, it's a knife. The downside potential is still pretty big. Like even our measured move target is down here, another 50% drop. But when this does move, like maybe in the next bull market, if people are interested in whatever this is, I mean, moving back to 3 cents would not be crazy. That would not be crazy. It'd be crazy to expect that in the short term or now. I mean, that's like a 700% gain. I'm probably not going to buy any of this. Unless somebody in here has like really great reasons why you would. Like, I don't know, it's some kind of Satoshi magic coin that's going to change the world. Like, I don't know, I guess. Bullish divergence is on the daily too, which is interesting. Money flow, same as everything else. All right, I don't have a lot else to say on there. There's your macro levels. This is a knife, guys. Be careful. Just be careful. All right, I think I got through all of those. I think I got through all those. So I bought DYDX. I bought $25 of DYDX on the stream the other day. Spot. It's, I think, exactly where I bought it. Yeah, it's like exactly where I bought it. This chart looks terrible, guys. I learned after the stream because of our great community. It's the reason why the Discord rocks. Make sure you're in there. We share a lot of info. A man, I don't know where it is, but he sent it. Maybe I can try to find it in Discord. DYDX. Really quick. There we go. He sent me the vesting schedule. This looks really bad. Not gonna lie, this is really bad. So this was from the 21st. So if you're not familiar with the vesting schedule, if I had seen this, I probably wouldn't have bought even that $25 worth. So vesting schedule, what this is essentially, it's like this coin had to be pre-mined or something. Like these coins had to have existed. Maybe they ICO'd. I don't know what they did. What we see here is essentially, when is this? Like, it looks like within a month or two. I can't exactly figure this out because I don't have the scale here. Within a month or two, we can see that the unlocked tokens or vested tokens goes from 200 million to about 400 million. And then within the end of the year is upwards of like 6 million, something like 700, 600 million. Either way, essentially what this means is I bought $25 worth and I'm going to be liquidity for these like VC vesting coins. Almost certainly these coins are going to look to dump when they enter the market. That's very typical of a vesting schedule. If you ever buy an asset that has a vesting schedule, and if you ask me, you just shouldn't buy assets with vesting schedules. Like Bitcoin, no vesting schedule. No ICO, no pre-mine. But if you do, make sure you pay attention to that. I did not. This is probably going to be $25 in the hole. I don't really care. That's why I did $25. Price is exactly, I think, where I bought it. That's pretty funny. But this looks awful. I wanted to alert you guys because if you saw that and thought, I don't know, that you wanted to do the same thing, I always say don't copy my trades unless you want to lose money. But people do things anyway, unfortunately. That vesting schedule is savage. Screw that. I would avoid this. Absolutely. Rico says this is 90% of all coins. These BS tokens with inflation or VC unlocks. Your average Joe won't know this info. Great point, and that's actually a great thing to talk about. This is very common now. I will also say any coin with a vesting schedule is not decentralized. Period. It can have decentralized aspects, but it's not a decentralized project. And this is very common, and maybe this is a really good learning lesson, is when you invest into a new asset, you should check to see if it was ICO'd, pre-mined, etc. You should try to find a vesting schedule and absolutely pay attention to it. That is very important information. Like, as the unlocking or the vesting here in the next 2-3 months doubles, that's going to be directly selling pressure. I don't know what this what the price was originally when whoever bought this VCs. vested into it. But if it was anything like this at $3, they're going to look to harvest that loss. Absolutely. Like, absolutely. You're going to double the amount of pressure that's like potentially built up there. Be very careful and be very mindful. Shout out to Rico and A-Man for their thoughts there. Rico sent me something else. Here we go. Relevant. Thank you, Rico. I don't know how well you can see this, but this is the sandbox circulating supply. The blue here is the circulating supply, aka this is essentially the inflation mechanic, or this is the unlock vesting schedule. You can see, while we can say, well, you know, it's the bear market and everything's been going down, and that would be valid too, you can see pretty definitively the circulating supply goes up as price goes down. Let me see, this is double. 1.5 from 1. Okay, so this actually isn't as exaggerated as I thought it would be. It's not as exaggerated as I thought it would be, but it's still a great example. As these vesting schedules unlock, that's selling pressure in the market. And it's selling pressure that people have had to sit on and wait and be like panicked that price has gone down, and they've been itching to get rid of. Look this up. This looks like a really good site. I've never seen it, but if Rico recommends it, Rico is the man. Rico, shout out to Rico, OG in crypto, OG in this channel. It looks like Masari.io. I am going to bookmark this right now because that looks like a very good site. This reminds me of our fancy site that no longer exists anymore that we used to check exchange coins on. Rest in peace. Pepito, my papito. The alternative is usually community airdrops with protocol-owned liquidity. That doesn't sound decentralized. Bots own the airdrops. Coins end up in a few hands. Airdrops in general usually get sold, just like market. Airdrops are hot potato. I don't know if I've ever seen like an airdrop not. No, I'll take that back. Like Uniswap was maybe the only airdrop I saw do really well. Man, Bitcoin really not doing much. Really not doing much. Wow. If you're new here, basically as soon as I end the stream, Bitcoin will move. It's almost like clockwork. Like, it's wild. But until I do, it'll just stay sideways. So adjust your positions accordingly. I'll let you. You can let me know when we're good to go off air. Pull up the LLV schedule on Masari. You always try using it as ExxonMobil? All right, man, I'll do it. Sure. I haven't used this site. LLV. That did not work. Maybe it's ILV? What is it? What's up, cryptogenic dude? Smash likes, y'all. Yes. Please. This is Masari, Messari.io, and Rico just sent it to me, but I actually haven't explored this site yet, and it looks like it's full of great data, so I'm definitely going to look in more. ILV. So this site, now that I look at it, looks very much like Coingecko. I actually like this setup better. So let's do... Wait, add things to this chart. Circulating supply. Ooh. Yeah. So, yeah. This is very important. This is why I am such a fan of Bitcoin, Litecoin, Doge, Monero, inflation schedules, not vesting schedules. The inflation rate of all those coins I just named is absolutely known to very extreme precisions, really out into the future. Vesting schedules is known even with more precision, but looks like this. You have 600,000 coins. That bumps up to 700,000 coins. Now, in the last, let's see, since September of this year, Since September of this year, the supply has almost tripled. You can see this giant unlock, this giant vesting unlock right here on September 11th. And it just continues up as more coins are unlocked. That means there is more selling pressure on the market on that asset. There's really no other way to look at it. Like, absolutely, this is super important information. And you can even probably see here, I don't know how well we can zoom in. See the last 6 months. You can see here, selling pressure kicked up a notch as these coins continue to unlock. Rarely will you ever see the opposite happen, where the supply expands like this and the vesting schedule unlocks coins and price goes up. Very rarely. I don't even know if I can name an example. Don't buy it. Don't trade it. That's good advice for a lot of things, man. You don't have to buy everything. You don't have to trade everything. Isaiah, what's up, man? I don't want to eat bugs. Thanks for the stream of the TA. Thanks for being here, bro. It's not the hypest of streams, unfortunately. But we're still here. We'll be here all through the bear market. We'll be here through the bull market just like we were last time. If you're new, make sure you subscribed and jumped into the Discord. Best way to keep up with our live streams. I guess it says Stephen Lee subscribed. That's the only one that it's told me. I don't know if I believe only one person subscribed during this, but shout out to Stephen Lee. If you haven't subscribed, do it now, and I'll shout you out, and we can test to see if this thing works. YouTube says it's 12 subscribers today, so maybe it's more like 12. Either way, not every day is a banger. Also, if you haven't checked out our shorts, our educational shorts, please help the channel out by watching them. Links in the chat. They're high quality. They're bangers. I mean, look at how beautiful the animation is. The animation alone is worth watching them for. Playlist in the chat. Watch them all. Got to catch them all. Pokemon. All right. How many likes do we have? 269. I mean, that's a good number, but it's not 420. That's okay. Hopefully into the future we'll get 420. The last upload was great. Thank you, Error Random. Thank you. Which one? I uploaded like a clip of arbitrage trading, guys. I'm going to make another video. I don't like the way that one turned out. But then I uploaded that short today as well, or last night. And that is about just retracements, kind of reversals. All of them are very quick, visually stimulating. They're all high quality. Plus, in the month, they're going to poop out 200 million, probably way more. Been loving the smart money concepts, dude. 60%. Nice, dude. Nice. Cryptogenic. Shout out. Shout out to you, my friend. Shout out to Lux Algo. Lux Algo. Market Cipher is our sponsor of our channel, and I love Market Cipher. I use it every day. Lux Algo, in my opinion, is not competition. They're not the same thing. They don't do the same things. They don't make the same claims. But Lux Algo makes so many indicators, and honestly, most of them are free on TradingView. Like, in the shorts, it shows you how to do this. But if you type in Lux Algo for scripts on TradingView, look at all these freaking scripts. That's not even all of them. It's like trying to load more. Look at all these scripts they have. And their indicators, this is just a free shill. My link for Lux Algo in the video description below and in the chat. But their indicators, like inside their indicators, are like completely more indicators. Like there's so many levels of things. Like I haven't even messed with half of the settings and half of the ways you can do things on this. Like you can customize. That's something I really like about them, is you can customize them so much. They just do really good work. They're good for the space. And Sean Mack Schmack is my boy. Love him, the creator. They've blown up over the last year, dude. Their channel, check this out. Actually, I want to show you guys because, I mean, maybe you don't care, but this blew my mind. When I met the founder of Lux Algo, we went to Miami. It was my first Miami trip. He went with me. Their channel had like, I don't know, like 10,000 subscribers. Now they have 264,000, dude. Look at these bangers, yeah. Like 80K videos, shorts. This short has 108 million views. I will say this, Sean, I love you, baby. I love you, and I do love Lux Algo. Your shorts are awesome. Guys, I think our shorts are better, honestly. Honestly, I think our shorts are better. Their shorts are very good. Extremely high quality. But I'm putting the challenge out there. I think ours are better. Is what it is. A little healthy competition. Huh. Sam Bankman Crown? What? Marmar? What? I've never pulled a rug in my life. I don't even own a rug. Got to show your shorts to your girlfriend. Really getting to train by watching me, watching you. Loading name. All right. Cheers to that, brother. Cheers. They're designed for that. Like, I realize our streams are not for everyone. In fact, they're very complex and very high level. Most people have no idea what I'm saying. And so the shorts are an attempt at creating content that appeals to a broader audience. So you can show your girlfriends, your moms, your dads, your friends, and they're not like, what the hell is this? This guy is wearing sunglasses and saying 800 words I don't understand a minute. Peckham. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Merry Christmas. What's up, Renee Silva? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Whatever you guys celebrate. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Hopefully not getting too overloaded with the family. Tom and all realize who owns what we're viewing. Colin MacDonald. I don't know what that means. Did I miss something? Tom, you're the goat. Thanks, Marmar. Too cold outside for shorts in My Hero. What's up, dude? How you doing? Tom does smart money concepts. James Shami. Yeah, bruh. Yeah, bruh. Dude, you guys see me trade in a certain way, but I don't have a defined trading style. I'm always using different stuff. I'm just always looking to incorporate new things into my trading, like the way I approach trading, because markets are dynamic. If you don't stay dynamic with them, they'll leave you behind. Like, it's going to happen. Speaking of smart money concepts, here you go. Stop wasting time identifying market structure. Instead, use this one indicator. It can be found on tradingview.com. Dude, these are so fire. Go check out the playlist. They're so fire. I love them. I'm so proud of them. They're my masterpiece. Man. Let's see. Been live an hour and a half. Benny B subscribed, and Arsene Edward Alexandru. What's up, guys? Thanks for subscribing. Smash the like buttons and subscribes if you haven't yet. Marmar upgrading to bro. Thanks, bro. What's up, brah? Debra. Yeah, we've done a lot. Bitcoin hasn't moved at all. We've looked at all kinds of markets. I'm looking forward to timestamping this. We'll have the timestamps up pretty quickly after we're live, so you can go back and find your favorite parts of the stream. You don't have to watch all 90 minutes of it. Hopefully you guys find value in that. If you do find value in that, leave a comment on the video after the live. It'll let me know you appreciate it. Shout out to our sponsors, Bybit. Bing X, I've been trading on it live during this stream, Market Cipher. You've seen me use it every stream forever, basically. Shout out to them. Join our Discord. Jump in there for after the live stream. I'm loading it up now. We airdrop every live stream some Bitcoin to everyone, and so I'll make you a Bitcoin holder just by being in our Discord. So jump in there, and I think I'll let Bitcoin run. I think I'll let it move now. And the only way I can do that is by ending the stream. So love you guys. Crown out. I will see you soon. And if I don't see you in the next few days, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. You'll see me before New Year's, though. So if I don't see you, Happy New Year's, Happy 2023. Crown out.